That's, I mean, everybody does that, but.
Welcome to this meeting of the Sanborn Regional School District Budget Committee and School Board. Could we all stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Would you like to call the board?
Oh, no, that's all right. Did you want to do?
I'll do roll call for the school
Yeah, do we need to roll call, right?
budget committee. Yes, we have Shane Queenie here, Catherine Balukas, Terry Beckett, Dr. Jim Doggett, and myself. We have two people who are absent, Brooks and Wren tonight. Excuse absences.
All right. And for the school board, we have Mr. Hamilton, we have Miss Ingham, we have Miss Bashaw and myself here. We have Mr. Nault, Mr. Patillo, and Mr. Edelman that are unable to attend, also excused absences. I know they're bummed not to be here.
Yep. So tonight we're going to spend time, some quality time with different departments in our district to ask questions, and we'll be doing that for about, an hour, maybe?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
20.
So that's what we'll be doing first, and then the school board will adjourn and the school budget committee will continue our meeting. So we're paired up. I'll be with the chair with Heather Ingham, and Dawn will be with Jim Dockett. Maura Bashaw will be with Terry Beckett, and Ken Hamilton will be with Shane Queenie and Catherine Balukas. So we're pairing up with the school board to meet with the different department heads. I'm not sure where we're starting. Does anyone have an idea?
I think we can all just kind of go find a table and then just rotate in the order. So if you start at, say you start at student services,
Sure.
then the next place you would go would be athletics.
Okay.
So
And athletics is paired up with the middle school, and just to make things a little faster, the tech curriculum instruction assessment and SAU business office are also connected. So you can just connect those two.
So those two are connected, and then athletics and high school, middle school are connected.
Fewer stops.
Okay, fantastic.
Sounds good.
All right, so 1, 2, 6. So 6 stops. Okay,
5 groups, 6 stops.
all right. Bill's official timer with the
Okay, oopsie.
obnoxious loud
Dating.
Right.
Fantastic. You'll let us get settled first, though, right?
No, I read the email that said it should be done around 7:30.
I was
Changes daily.
right. What's the cost? Okay. Yes, it is more expensive. Especially.
Yeah.
And our
And
health
then she's
insurance.
trying to
costs are
say,
through the fucking roof.
well, she's trying to say we cushion it. We don't cushion it.
We
We are
should a
not,
little bit,
but we're
but
not
no.
cushioning
But I
it.
want to say to her, I want to say to her, we have to plan ahead so we can make sure we have enough. But
Yeah.
guess what? Right, we could be looking at another 600 grand by the end of the month. If those 2 kids can get into those.
Yeah.
They're gone. I'm gonna have to
They
try
have
to
their
figure out a way to get.
uniforms tonight.
What's that?
The
You
Patriots
have
have their,
seen them?
no,
Oh my God, they're beautiful.
my
They're
son was,
really cool.
my son was telling me.
They're like an ice blue. I was watching, I saw it on, gotta be on the Patriots Instagram.
My mom's still in the hospital. She's staying another night. Otherwise, I'm gonna wheel them away.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm gonna have some old popcorn. Because I just continue, oh, see, those are cool. It was like the Red Sox ones when they did the green in the summertime. I loved.
I love the green. The green was great. I liked it better than the yellow and blue.
Yeah, that is pretty.
But this is, with the white, there's white helmets.
That was a sick.
Yeah, they're gonna sit and they'll sell. Of course, that's the real motivation, right?
Oh, yeah.
How many of these can we sell? At the pro shop?
Recognize the students who have just absolutely, whether that be college foundation. Trade student, you know, services.
Or Glenn is sicker than a dog and he does not feel well.
Oh, man.
I think he's asking Phyllis for
the 18 by 24 posters. I had a friend who's, that's kind of a counselor, so we're trying to push you away.
Yeah, I just have to fill it all out.
You would work. Push that further. Yeah. You gotta be before you call. Now, as long as we're required focusing.
In December.
You get 4 year degree, good. Yes. We do that.
It's like old home day.
It is, I know.
Escape.
Just barely.
Mara,
Oh my
do you know the
God.
guy that bought the building?
Slump back in your door like.
Personally, no. Oh.
We were fighting about,
To own the apartments.
school
She
lunches,
said like 111
whether
Main.
it should be funded by the
Yes.
state or not.
Yeah, so he,
Pay for everything.
so my sister.
Oh, and one lady said her district has
So
voted to abolish hot lunches and everybody gets a cold, school lunch.
I
and
didn't realize.
Get rid of the kitchen area.
You have a game, like you have to
I'm
buy
like,
like 45
Yeah,
days.
I
or
vote.
something. So the whole thing happened like.
Now, Terry, do you remember when you used to bring a lunchbox?
Shit, I should.
Yes, I do too. Thank you.
Mention that I'm in the whole thing. Like, pretty too close.
Yeah, I sing.
Whatever, then I think he really would have been pissed off, who bought it from me. But when
Yeah,
my
I
brother
didn't
and I bought it,
Nope.
supposed to be a plaza that was going street on 125, like where.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was all
Yeah.
going in. So. Because the Christie building also connects to our property, we're like, you know what, this would just be a good investment, because at some point we know.
Yeah. That is gross.
And then
You did? They said.
I guess the opportunity, comes up, like, let's jump.
It's funny.
But, yeah.
No, you go for it. Everybody-
You know what? I'll give some really good reasons for, I mean, not for nothing. About in Fremont Road.
They would, I know.
I was like, do you think they're gonna resign the lease? I'm like, I have no idea, but I can tell you. I made some really good points tonight. I didn't realize, like. Never thought about whatever. Nobody else has a. school building. I never.
We gotta cut that budget. It's
I
buy
guess-
too much food for people,
Yeah.
geez.
Right, cause you were
Out of control.
building, yeah. So. It,
Actually, less.
the rent is a.
Well, I don't really care.
Because.
Kim, good, how are you? Oh,
Micah, you okay?
I think they had forgiven, absences they were.
I see. I
they
haven't
checked-
seen him in 2 months, so.
He was here last week, wasn't he?
Your community.
Yeah, he was here
Uh,
last week.
I know.
At this board meeting,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen him at our budget meeting.
Oh, the budget.
Like, we're taking that out of the budget. But that's what I found out. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah,
Done.
I just think
Have to like
Sign out.
sign out.
I thought we did.
we have the opportunity to just.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure what the,
No.
I'm
So do you live in
waiting for
Kingston or
everyone to reassemble.
okay,
I actually live right down the road.
Are we?
we have to roll call out.
Hello,
Go this
yeah.
way. Danville Road splits off.
Yeah.
And then right after. it's in. So. Yeah. Where'd everyone go?
Where is everyone? I don't
I don't
know.
know.
They coming, but
Yeah, so I'm 49 Danville Road. My address, right?
So, do you know, my brother was Kingston PD for a while, George Gagnon.
Brother? Shut up. I just saw him the other day. Oh my goodness. Him and, I know they're now divorced, but they were. There you are. I was like,
board member.
the people I always looked up, Colleen, and we can also vote.
Laura, right there, you
And
walked
then
right by.
No, I was looking for Ken. I
Oh.
didn't have my lights on. I didn't see, because he was
pulled me over to.
Getting a
he was
cookie.
getting a cookie.
I haven't even had anything to eat yet.
Oh, you have to get something on the way.
He's, oh,
I don't know. I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Bed.
yeah, I love him.
Go ahead.
The bus today?
Me too. Don?
Are we live?
Sorry. We're- Okay, we've completed our discussions with different departments, and I believe the school board will adjourn now.
I think it's first public comment.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Us
First
to
public comment.
adjourn before, that's.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't miss that one. So let's have first public comment.
I was ready to adjourn, TV. It's okay.
Don't everyone rush on up.
No,
Don't see a line forming, so
nope. All right, well then, if there is no public comment, I will adjourn this. The school board meeting is now adjourned.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much.
thank you so much.
for having us.
Been a pleasure.
Thank you to the
No.
community members that
35 minutes, to
In-
home, 5 minutes. To
surround.
I am sad.
Educational.
It's all good. Maybe they kick off.
He was here.
Okay. Bye.
Have a good night.
You too.
No worries.
Hi, Dawson. Can I hurry?
Night, everybody.
Night.
You might invite two from down there. One could sit beside.
Would you like to move up here or,
Where we can move.
You can get a little closer.
you know, you don't really need your Chromebooks tonight, so. Barry, did you get this handout I gave? Gonna Speak from Matt.
So. All the way over.
Yeah, you can move down here if you want. I have nothing contagious.
So I just gave you a little one-page sheet here, a handout explaining where what our schedule looks like. I had considered having a meeting on the 20th, next Thursday, but I think we'll need to get the responses to any questions we have first before we meet again. So I do not think we need the meeting on 11/20 for now. So if you don't mind, you need to get your questions into the administration by next Monday at 5 o'clock.
Send that.
And can we send them to you, the
I'm going to
superintendent?
send you the form that we.
Oh, there's a form, a Google Docs portal where you can submit questions.
Yep, it'll ask your last name only, just so I can sort them a little easier.
Okay,
It'll then ask you to which portion of the budget does your question pertain, and it's all the sections from the broader district budget. That'll help us to sort things in that, because this all ends up dumping into a spreadsheet in Google. So we can farm out a question about Bakey more readily to Ms. Lancy. To which line number does this relate? And I've put the example of, 10.2310, and so forth. If you don't know the line number, that's not a required question. You can leave that blank or whatever. That's fine. But it's really helpful if you're speaking about a specific line so we can look it up and see what it is. And I think there's one in there that's up 67 million% and things like that. So if you're wondering why, there's a good reason on that one, obviously. But what's your question and any notes or clarification? So I think that should be enough to get the questions in there. I can add a question to the form. If you're using it, they don't make sense. Like, holy crap, why didn't you ask me that? Just email me and I can just dump the question on the end and add it very easily. So I'll send that form to you guys in the next couple minutes.
okay, great. So those are due on Monday at 5 o'clock.
Mhm.
So it'll be a long weekend for everyone. Then on the 25th, the admin will respond to any questions we still have. And then we'll have our big work meeting on December 3rd, a Wednesday. And we'll be looking over the budget book here to create questions if we have any. I'm starting to form an idea in my mind of what I'd like to see for a budget, but I'd like to get more details on some of the enrollment sizes for the classes. I heard tonight that there were changes to some of the grade and enrollment levels, which might modify my position on things. Now, I noticed in the budget book on page 9, there was a budget history chart which showed operating budget over time and also CPI adjusted operating budget. And inflation adjusted budget, it's probably, to me, not exactly what we want to look at since enrollment's been declining. So I made up a little chart for you all tonight, which shows if we look at the operating budgets over time and we look at actual per pupil spending rather than just the aggregate budget, the changes have been above inflation. So I just wanted to point out, I think that's probably a more accurate measure of changes in spending per pupil rather than aggregate budget. So our inflation adjusted budget at this point, if we just increased per pupil spending by inflation for next year should be $34,153,000. But that's obviously not happening. And I do know some services are increasing in cost faster than inflation, especially services. I understand that. Just wanted to point that out. So what I'm focusing in on personally is staffing and class size, and some discussion tonight helped to clarify what staff is planned for next fall for 2027. I need to sit down and look at the cost of those positions and then make a list of what I'd like to see adjusted. I also discussed class sizes with everyone tonight. I'm getting new numbers coming in. But as you know, I did circulate to everyone the current class sizes and section sizes for the high school classes. And some of them are a little small. I'm not going to lie to you. They look like graduates seminars to me, but I know we need some flexibility. So when I've looked at what I've looked at so far, again, administrative rules say you should strive for 20 K to 2 grades, 25 grades 3 to 5, and 30 for high school, not including shop classes and things that involve workstations or safety issues. So currently, there are no planned sections in Bakey that reach 20, although that is the number that the RSAs recommend, administrative rules. And several have sections with less than 15 students. Now, I was told we had 11 new students come in to Bakey this year, so those numbers are going to change a little bit, but I'll forward that information to you. Memorial has no planned sections for next year that reach 25 students. And I noticed several planned sections have 13 to 17 students. And again, these are grades with several sections. It's not as if they have one section with 17 kids. So there's room for adjusting the number of sections. The high school, no current class sections reach 30. 42% of the sections have 15 students or fewer. And that's 50% capacity to me. 20% have 10 students or fewer, and several non-shop, non-lab classes currently have 6 or 7 enrolled students. Now, we just passed salary increases for the educators in our district, although Newton voters failed to provide a majority approval of that increase. And in 2017, we had 10 sections of freshman English in the high school. This fall, we have 5. So there is continued consolidation going on of the sections. And I think we need to continue doing that because as we increase and give greater pay and benefits to our teachers, it's only fair to those who pay for the schools that we have fully enrolled sections to ensure productivity matches the salary increases. I just consider classes with 6 to 10 students unfilled, underfilled classes. Now, high school flexibility. I know that's an issue. We need to maintain a flexible schedule. That's why we sometimes have extra sections that are open but not fully filled or underfilled. And I know Timberlane has an evening school division. I don't know if they're willing to take Sanborn students for these evening courses, but perhaps an MOU could be arranged. VLAX also, we spoke with them virtually the other day, and they basically said we can accommodate Sanborn students as long as the courses are compatible with the courses in our course program are compatible with their courses, and many times they are. And I know Exeter has an adult education program for kids that want to take courses off of the regular school day schedule. So that's basically what I'm looking at. A lot of districts are having problems with their budgets right now, and staffing is the number one cost driver of budgets. 3/4 of spending goes to staffing. And if we have small class sections, we need to start making additional adjustments, in my opinion, to the sections we have. So those are just some of my thoughts going into the weekend. I plan to look through the book again, and I have some questions I see happening. I did ask about moving the SAU to the high school, for example, what the cost would be there. So I know some of us have a list we'd like to discuss further, and we also got information about it, so we'll discuss that. But everyone should be going through the Blue Book again this weekend to see where you might see an area for possible adjustments and savings. And I also understand that the district faces mandated programs such as special ed. That's a federal mandate. There are no ways that we could possibly economize on that except to find ways to make sure we get reimbursed by Medicaid, for example, for some of the services. And I know we're doing that. So in some cases, it's just an unavoidable mandate, which is important for the school. But there are areas we need to look at which could possibly see economizing. So those are my comments tonight. I don't know if anyone else would like to make comments.
I would.
Oh, go for it.
So this may be the unpopular opinion, but I think I'm going to come at it from a parent side.
Sure.
I understand the state recommendations. I understand the guidelines. From a parent standpoint, I agree there are some classes that are maybe we could rearrange better, maybe more students. As far as meeting the maximum, I don't think it's ideal. I grew up in a school district that met these maximums and we struggled. The amount of kids that couldn't graduate, couldn't keep up. I'm not 100% behind being right at the maximum. I agree. Like I said, there's some classes that, yes, maybe 4, 5, 6, that's not ideal. But please just consider that maybe we don't go quite to that limit, because I think where we've talked about with staffing and things like that, that we're an underperforming district in certain areas. I think if we increase those class sizes, we're going to go in the opposite direction. We're going to continue to be looked at as underperforming. Whereas if we can keep those class sizes a little on the smaller side, I think we can continue to see that growth. And like I said, that's more, it's just my opinion. It's from personal experience with my kids and growing up in a school district that met those maximums. So just if we can maybe keep that in mind, that maybe, like I said, I'm all for, we always want to look at the budget. I get it, but maybe not focus right on those high numbers.
And we can't anticipate enrollment. We could have additional students coming into the district, and then we'd be over it. So we need to be careful not to, exceed that. So good point.
Well, as a senior citizen taxpayer, it's very, very hard to understand how we can have declining enrollments, and yet the budget that is being requested is 2 million more than what they actually spent this year, with numbers going down, but in order to compensate that, we need a whole lot more money. That is a real hard sell. Now, I'm all for academics. I'm an educator, and I agree with small classes, not classes of 10, 12, 13. But I think there are many ways within this budget that could be cut back substantially without cutting teachers, or perhaps maybe combining some classroom sizes. I'm all in favor of what you're saying here, that you really don't want 25 in a classroom. That is not ideal. However, I spoke with, and I don't remember who it was, which one I was talking to, about the option of, instead of having a full-time teacher with no para, get larger classes, but get some help for that teacher in the class. It was a kindergarten teacher.
Yep.
Um,
It would have
kindergarten
been
section.
Ms. Lancy at Bakey School.
Yes, and she seemed to think that that's certainly an option. Instead of having a class of 12 kindergarten kids and one teacher, have a class of 17 or 18 kindergarten kids with the one teacher and a para. You're going to save some money, but yet still provide a good academic experience. I can't imagine trying to control 10, 12, 14 kindergarten kids by yourself. I don't know how they do it with just one person as it is. That to me is crazy. That's where I'm coming from.
Yes, I had the same thought, yeah. Doggett?
Oh, just wanted to mention that I did ask Bob as we were walking around for digital copies of everything in the binder. I know
Yeah.
I prefer to have, do it all on the computer myself, so makes it a
Hanging out
little
right now.
easier.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
No worries.
Send them the Excel spreadsheet too.
I think I have it.
My comment on how I prep for the budget past is I've already been through the blue book once. I will go through it again. I have notes on areas where I see potential savings, areas where I question whether or not we actually have budgeted enough. Those notes are private. I will never divulge them. But what I have done is those notes have given me chance to ponder the true purpose of this board is not to say, well, we can use one less teacher in this building. We can we can get rid of that program. We have to look at all the backup paperwork in that book and say, personal opinions. You're a parent, and I respect and pretty much actually agree with you to a certain extent. But when I see courses being offered with 6 students in it, or classes of 10, I mean, I can understand if it's a welding class or, certain industrial arts, you can only fit so many. I also know that the lab rooms in this building, when they were built, have 24 stations in them. If you have a class taking place there and the teacher is teaching 2 identical classes, one has 12 students, one has 11 students. I love the idea of children having options, but there is an affordability. So when we come down to actually what we propose for a final budget, all of that written on my chalkboard will be erased. Only thing I will be left at is a number. Because we can't look at the school board and say, you need to add $50,000 to the facilities budget, and you need to take $50,000 out of this budget. That's not our job. We do not do, but we do the bottom line. Otherwise, we'll get lost in the weeds. So the way I look at it, in the way that when we get to the point of coming up with our recommended budget, I will have a bottom line number. And then we can start to debate. But we shouldn't be saying, well, Jim, you've cut too many personnel, or Dr. Brown, you've added, 3 programs that we know don't really need. we need to stick to the main focus, which is the bottom line of the budget, taking into account that we live, because we're in an SB2 town, we live at a 10% solution. The budget, as we propose, can only be decreased or increased by 10%. Take all of that into account as you're thinking of what your final number is. And yes, I'm sure if we want to have philosophical arguments about, well, I think that we should be adding 2 more foreign languages to our roster of what we're offering to students. Save that for a glass of wine on a porch on a summer day. What we need to do is think about what has been presented to us, the background information, and what we hear from community members and taxpayers. Though, it's a balancing act. That's my comment.
So, let's see. So there will not be a work session on the 20th. We'll just get our questions in by Monday at 5 o'clock. And
Let's ask another question.
of
about
course,
questions.
yes, of course.
I have more general questions than line item questions. I agree with Jim. It's not our place to say, gee, I think they should have a branch 3 section or something. So I don't necessarily have a question about a particular line, but about a particular program or facility or activity. Or how can we ask more general questions that are not tied to a particular line item?
Yeah, that what I've set up the form to do is to allow us at the receiving end. We've received as many as 200 of these in the past, so I need to be able to farm them out to people so I can sort them, so that when I ask some of the questions, it's so I can send it to the right person effectively. You don't need to include a line item in there. So if you're like the SAU question, okay, do we need to say in the SAU? There is a line item there, but it's not. You don't need to include that. We can figure out what it is. What's tricky sometimes is when we get a question like a maintenance service line is up 126%. What's up with that? And there's like 60 maintenance service lines. We're trying to figure out which one it is. It's a lot easier if we know which line it
That's
is.
very different because now you do have a particular line item.
Yeah.
And a
So-
question in particular.
Yeah, that's not a required question when you go through and just enter those into the portal. And I'm going to double check and make sure you can do more than one response, because that would be bad. Actually, it'd be great, but it would be bad. At the same time, we don't want that.
But if you're speaking about a specific program, I would reference either what school it would relate to,
Oh, okay. No,
and then that would help.
So is there any public comment? Second public comment tonight?
Glenn's going to be
See
silent.
anyone who would like to make a comment?
Glenn just wants to go home and go to bed.
You can just declare us adjourned.
So I think we're all set. Just remember to get your questions in, and I appreciate everyone coming tonight. So meeting adjourned. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So our next meeting is Wednesday, the 3rd.
It is the 3rd. Well, actually, the school board meets on the 3rd and we meet on the 4th.
Right.
Okay, so we do not come on that Wednesday, the 3rd.
No, we do not have to be here, but I probably will attend if I don't have some other meeting.
Yeah, I'll try to.
So our meeting is the 4th.
Yes.
Yes, I had really hoped to get a number discussed tonight, but it's kind of premature to do that. So we'll just have to wait on that.